Hey guys, in this video I want to show you an epic failure we had with one of our recent Facebook ad campaigns. I'm going to show you the actual ads manager, and then I'm going to walk you through a strategic thinking process to reflect on this so that we don't make this mistake in the future. Cool? Hey guys, what's up? Yuri Elkaim here, CEO and founder of Healthpreneur, helping health professionals and coaches just like you get clients and scale their businesses online without the grind. If you've been following me for any length of time, you know that we're big on paid traffic. So us, as well as all of our clients, run a very simple business model called the Perfect Client Pipeline. And we spend a lot of money, typically in the neighborhood of about 150,000 to 200,000 plus per month in Facebook ads. Obviously, we do that because it works and it's profitable. We wouldn't just donate money to Zuckerberg. And we're always testing stuff that we either see as a big win that we can obviously then relay into our clients. But the reason we do this is because, number one, we never teach anything we personally haven't mastered. And we're always pushing the envelope. We're never sitting on our laurels, and we're looking at how can we make micro improvements so that 1% every day or every week makes a huge compounded difference over time. So we recently ran a campaign that I'm going to show you right here in just a second. And essentially what happened with this campaign, I'll just give you a bit of a high-level understanding of what we did. So the campaign was set up in such a way where, so typically we'll run ads to big audiences, right? Like, health professionals, broad, lookalike audiences, etc. And at the same time, these are people who don't even know us. So they've never heard of us. They've never seen our stuff. For the most part, that's going to be the world most of us live in, is no one knows you, no one knows us. And so we decided to test something this month where we said, okay, let's invest a decent chunk of change, i.e. about $3,000 per day on videos, right? Content videos. And then we would retarget those people who saw at least 50% of the first layer of videos, which were all under 60 seconds. Those individuals would then get taken to a second layer of longer form content. Actually, some of the content we've shared on the hub here and on our YouTube channel, up to 30 minutes. And at first I was like, I don't know if a lot of people are going to watch this, but it was just mind blowing how many people watched a full 30-minute video on Facebook. So we were paying less than about $1.50 for a full 30-minute video view. And I'm like, we'll do this forever. This is amazing. And then those people, we would then show our conversion ads to. So hey, go watch the webinar, into our normal funnel. So we basically kind of tacked on 2 layers of watch video content first before showing them conversion ads. So that's kind of how it started. Now let me show you what happens. So I'm going to share my screen here. And this dashboard here is a Hyros plugin. Hyros allows us to track things with 100% accuracy. And you can see there's a lot of zeros, right? Which basically means there's no leads. We had a lead at $88, a lead at $79. What I'm showing you here are the conversion ads. And just for a bit of context, these are the best ads we have run in our business. Okay? So these are proven winners over the past 2 years. We showed them to people who we thought would be more warmed up, more primed to then possibly convert into leads and calls booked for our business. But what we found was shocking, which is nothing. So you can see here, down here at the bottom, if you can see under the column amount spent, we tested, and this is honestly just in the last couple of days. So this is $1,300 in conversion ads, okay? Now, what I'm not showing you here, if I go back to, so basically just understand this, we said, okay, well, we're seeing a lot of zeros and we're wasting money with 0 conversions. It's not even in the realm of this is possibly working. Normally when we run ads to cold traffic, these numbers are very different, right? We're getting leads, we're getting, good quality leads. Well, decent cost per lead, we'll put it that way. And we wanted to test this strategy to see if we get better cost per lead, which we're not seeing. At best, we have 2 ads that are currently running that are a little bit lower than what we normally pay for a lead, okay? But looking at this, and honestly, I'm taking you through this in real time. Okay. So like literally this is happening this week, and I'm going to walk you through a reflection process that I'm going to go through for the first time here with this campaign. And I'm sharing this with you because I think it might be helpful for you in terms of making decisions, and more importantly, reflecting on lessons learned so you don't make the same mistakes again. Okay. So let me share with you, if you can see these two highlighted columns, TOFL1, TOFL2, 13,000 spent, 11,000 spent. Okay, you see that right in there? So that is showing you that we spent close to $25,000 this month just on people watching the videos, like not even click here to convert. We decided to say, we're willing to test this. We're willing to build this pool of people that we think are going to be more primed. They're going to know us a little bit more than if they never knew us before. And therefore, we think they're going to convert better. But man, oh man, did we see something completely different, which was nothing. All right, so that's a bit of context now. All right, so here's the deal. So this is a document that I've put together, and I'm going to fill this out literally like as we're doing this together, okay? So you can see it says strategic thinking questions for Facebook ad decisions. You can use this for anything, okay? So this is essentially going to be like an experiment, insight, learning thingamajig from something you've done. So here's the thing. Okay, I'm going to just fill this in. So if you want to like take notes on this, this might be very helpful for stuff you've done. All right, so here's the thing is we ran this experiment, but because we believed that people who didn't know us and then watched one or more of 100% value adding videos on Facebook would be more primed, educated, more primed and warmed up so that when they saw conversion ads from us, they would be more likely to convert because there was some initial trust. I put trust in quotes, obviously, built. Okay. So that's the hypothesis of the experiment. Now let me zoom in a little bit so this is a bit easier for you to see. Okay. Okay, we observed that, and sometimes guys, like this is, listen, I've been in business for almost 20 years. So like you learn things, and what I'm sharing with you here doesn't mean it's going to be the same for you, but I'm going to share some interesting insights, I think, for our business that are going to help us make decisions moving forward. And that's really all you can do is just look at what happens and learn from that experiment or that experience. So we observed that although we paid close to nothing, relatively speaking, for a 1 minute and then 30-minute full video view, which is true. It was just, the numbers were incredible. We're paying about, on average, 15 cents for someone to watch a 1-minute video and about $1.50 for a 30-minute video from the people who saw half or 50% of one of those 1-minute videos. Okay, so these audiences did not convert at all, not even close, when shown webinar conversion ads. So basically it's like, here's the click the link, go watch the webinar. Again, from our best performing ads historically to cold audiences. Okay. So far so good? Making sense? Awesome. If this is useful for you, let me know in the comments. Let's keep it rocking. Okay. So we observed that audiences did not convert at all, not even close, when shown webinar conversion ads from our best performing ads historically to cold audiences. Basically, we had only 2 ads that generated decent CPL, cost per lead, and everything else produced nothing. And then the other interesting finding, oddly enough, was that the only ads that produced any results were TOFL1, 95% video views. What I mean by that is the again, like when I say the best ads, I'm talking about like the only ads that worked. Like, and again, it's like 2 or 3 of them. The ones that actually are currently running, that are producing leads at a decent cost per lead, oddly enough, and this is something I never would have predicted, were those who only saw 95% of a 1-minute video. So we used audiences of, so we said, okay, if they saw 50% of those 1-minute videos, they'll be shown the 30-minute videos, right? And then there's like that layer, and then that layer, and then the conversion ads. And then on the conversion ads, we set up an audience, which was anyone who saw 95% or 50% of the longer videos, because that's a long time. And another audience was those who went from L1, 95%, and we just kind of bypassed level 2, so they went right into the conversion ads. So you'd think that they only saw, 45, 50 seconds, maybe 60 seconds of a video. Those people converted better than the people who saw that and the 30-minute videos. And to me, this doesn't make sense at all. I'm baffled, because we know that people who consume more of your stuff are more likely going to convert better down the road. Okay? So that's kind of where this is all very baffling to me. Okay, so from that, we learned that this strategy might not make sense compared to our proven bread and butter stuff that was working decently before. Now I say decently, guys, and again, we spend a lot of money on Facebook ads. This stuff works. Obviously, we wouldn't be spending money on Facebook ads if it didn't, but there's still all sorts of little nuances, show up rate, getting cost per call booked down, etc., that are important. We wanted to see if we could improve all that with this. So I'm going to share some interesting insights. So this strategy might not make sense compared to our proven bread and butter stuff that was working decently before, i.e. going direct to cold audiences with conversion ads. Okay. Okay, so now we look at, based on what we know, based on what I know, we believe this happened because whatever. Now, this is a very important question to understand for 1 second. Number one, this question, how you answer this question, is going to be 100% limited by your experience. Based on what I know, I believe this happened because X. So this is important, but it's also dangerous because we only know what we know and we do not know what we do not know. So there are things here that I might not even be thinking about because I'm not even aware of them. And those could be the very reasons why this didn't work. It could also be I'm missing something and I'm prematurely turning this campaign off, even though we spent a lot of money on it, because I'm missing some information. And this is why it's so important, guys, to be working with people who've done this stuff or whatever the stuff it is you're doing, not just once, but many, many times before. Because the most important piece of coaching and mentorship is, what do I do when things don't work out? And this is an example, right? Okay, so what do I do now when this didn't work out? Now, I have the luxury of having been in business for 20 years and I've spent millions of dollars in ads for our business specifically. And obviously we help our clients with Facebook ads every single day. So I'm in the trenches on this stuff, but I still don't know everything. Okay. So I just want to make sure that's very clear because we can't see our blind spots. That's one of the biggest dangers in our business. So we can draw conclusions based on limited information, which is why it's very important to have a brain trust of people that are playing the game at a higher level, because they're going to give you insights and ideas that you would never have known otherwise. All right. So based on what we know, we believe this happened because, okay, there's a few things. Video view audiences were limited in size. So 1,000 plus people for L2 vids and about 100,000 for L1 viewers. Okay, so when I was looking at our ads, we had set up the ad budgets to be $250 per day per ad, right? So I'm like, that's the way we do things. We go heavy out of the gate and then we prune things as we go. But what was happening was that the ad budget wasn't being spent. And that was the first realization for me. It was like, okay, these audiences are too small because the whole budget is not being spent. Now, the challenge though is in order for these audiences to grow in size, we would have to pour in even more money for a longer period of time up top. So the initial audience we were showing these videos to was about 15 million people. And it would require us to continue pouring money into those. Again, we're spending $3,000 per day for these people to watch videos. Now, at that level, after doing this for close to a month, we're still not at audience sizes that even make sense. So it's like, how much longer do we want to do this before we bankrupt the business? Versus not doing this in the first place and spending $3,000 a day directly to cold traffic with conversion ads, right? So I believe that one of the limiting factors here was the video view audiences were limited in size, and therefore we couldn't spend our daily budget. But even if we could, the conversions weren't there. Okay, so that's the first thing. Okay, second thing, because these campaigns were set up for video views. Okay, this is a very, very important insight. This is, again, most people wouldn't think about this. Because these campaigns were set up for video views, we built a pool of people who are more likely to watch videos on Facebook. These same people may not be the best people to actually convert. This is a very important finding. When you set up your Facebook ad campaigns, there's a number of different objectives. You can have traffic, you can have engagement, you can have video views, you can have website conversions. And all of our conversion ads, when we run them to cold traffic, are set up as website conversions. Facebook is going to give you exactly what you ask for. So this is something that I probably didn't, I know I didn't think about this when we set up this campaign earlier, was Facebook is going to find the people that you're looking for. So if you're saying, hey, Facebook, I want people who are more likely to watch videos, that's what Facebook gives you if video views is the objective. But all of a sudden, we take those people now and we put them in a new campaign where website conversions is the objective, i.e. Facebook, thank you for showing me all these people who are likely to see or likely to watch videos. Now I want you to show these people ads and I want them to convert into leads. And I think that was a major obstacle or hurdle. And again, I don't know for sure, but based on what I know, I think that could be something happening here. So yeah, that could be a very strong reality, a very real reality here. Real reality. All right, so this is where we start to say, okay, well, based on this, moving forward, we will most likely spend more of our budget toward website conversions and larger audiences like we have in the past. And if we were to explore this video view strategy again, then we would likely But again, this doesn't even make sense as I'm writing this. We would likely use conversions as the campaign objective, yet that wouldn't make too much sense if none of those videos or copy had a CTA. So the dilemma here is, I'm not saying that this strategy doesn't work, because I know other people who run this strategy. What I'm saying here is that it's very expensive because of what we're seeing here. The second thing is, and this, I don't know if this is something I even want to test. Like if we were to run all these videos again, like $3,000 a day just to watch the videos, are we going to set up the campaign at website conversions as an objective? And if so, then we have to have a link going back to the opt-in page, which kind of defeats the purpose in the first place, because we're trying to be super 100% goodwill, build the audiences based on people who are going to watch the videos. But here's the challenge, right? So anyways, so those are, two things there. And then the final question here that I think is very important to consider is, who's a trusted expert that can highlight blind spots we can't see? So I'm going to just put in a few things. Aaron, Masterminds. Anyways, a couple people that come to mind for me that are super sharp when it comes to Facebook ads, because what I want to do is I've already run this by them. I've already sent them kind of a walkthrough video of what's happening. And I'm like, hey, what am I not seeing? What am I missing here? And they may not have all the answers, but they can maybe fill in some of the gaps. And the more we can fill in the gaps with outside information from experienced people playing at a higher level than you are, it's very, very, very dangerous to ask for opinions and advice from people who do not already have what it is you want. This is one of the, do not ask your spouse for business advice if they work in a bank. Do not ask your friends for business advice if they have not built a business to the level you want to build it to. Do not take business advice from your parents if they make less money than you and have never run a business. Do not take advice from people who do not have what you already want. So therefore, who is a trusted expert that can highlight blind spots we can't see? Again, this is why our clients work with us, because they can't see things that we can. And like this, we're like, oh, you forgot about this, or what about this, or what about that? So here, to kind of cross-reference my learnings, I want to get their intel, their insights, to be like, am I missing something? What am I not considering? Does this make sense? What have you guys seen to work that, hasn't, that may attribute to why this hasn't worked? And remember, I've also had the pre-conversation with them. So I'm like, here's the strategy. This is what we're looking to do. Thoughts, right? So we had this conversation before, launched it. Now, what did I miss? What are the blind spots that we didn't figure out? So anyways, I thought I would share this with you, because literally I had to do this strategic thinking anyways this morning. And I figured, let me just do it live on the spot with you guys. And if this is helpful for you, hey, by all means, take this process, this thinking process, this lesson capturing process, and use it for any of the stuff you're doing. Anything, like if you're doing a launch, a free challenge, anything, okay? It's all about pain plus reflection equals learning. Pain being something didn't work out the way you wanted it to, you reflect on it, like, cool, what's the learning, what's the lessons, and that's how you get better. Does this make sense? Let me know in the comments below. If you're on YouTube's, to do, hit that subscribe button wherever it is. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video.